Welcome to your Diamond Mentor moment. It is Wednesday, and I'm here to just drop a quick gem on how to be more creative, how to be better connectors and leaders. We are the founders of intercultural creativity, neurosomatic creativity, and putting it all together in order to develop prismatic leaders. So, what does that look like? Today, we are talking about the fact that all of our methodologies, all of our curriculum, and the way that we train and teach, it's unique. We really combine a lot of the neuroscience, which I have a brain right here. I have my brain in here, but I also travel with a brain. We combine the neuroscience, we combine Legos, even things like Play-Doh and pipe cleaners, wooden blocks, markers, a lot of interactive things. And there's a particular way or reason why I do this in my teaching and my training. Now, those of you who know my background, I did start 15 years as an elementary educator in Canoga Park, California, really looking at how the developing brain learns the best, how experiential learning works with the brain, and really just taking some of those top strategies and those best practices into the adult world, into the workforce, into the C-suite, into the boardrooms. Right? You still have brains. Yes, they are done developing, but they are still able to change. And so, I wanted to really talk to you about why we do a lot of interactive things. We bring a lot of ways to bring your ideas and get them out of your head into the table, into discussion places. And so, one of the reasons why I do that is really to open your mind. When people are coming into our trainings and either creativity trainings or intercultural creativity trainings, we do a lot of perspective shifting, empathy, self-awareness type of training, sometimes inclusion or DEI work. A lot of people are coming in sometimes with assumptions if they have or see the title of, let's say it's inclusion, let's say it's allyship or something like that. So they're coming in with all of these assumptions. Sometimes we use the words biases or these preconceived beliefs. When you see Legos and things like this on the table, it really just perks up your brain like, okay, well, what's going on? When you are able to engage with external building elements to build your ideas, that really shifts your perspective because most people, especially in their adulthood, and unless they're like me, they work with children or they've worked with children, they don't really engage in that type of activity on a regular basis. And so to bring this into the workforce, to bring this into your way that you think and you strategize, it's just a way to open people's mind, to get them thinking differently. That's what we want. And to get them to move from abstract to concrete. So we've done trainings, and I have a few slides here. We've done trainings. We were just at DigiKey doing trainings with their amazing staff. They are a tech company and work with electronics and just getting ideas out on the table. There, we were at a medical center, having people talk about the abstract concept of trust. What does that look like? We did some training at John Paul Mitchell for their top leadership team. And what does it look like to really have conversations, difficult conversations in this new engaging way? When you're talking about inclusion, you're talking about demographics and different groups and the way that we're interacting with one another and just in systems. All of these concepts that normally is done in lecture form. Sometimes, hopefully, there's conversation, but a lot of it is lecture form. Here is all of the information, and we're expecting for you to have behavior change. A lot of that isn't really retained because of how the brain holds on to information. And so we bring in materials and ways to get us interacting with abstract ideas in a new way. But of course, you all know me. I love my research. I'm heavily research. Everything I do and talk about is based on research, me being a psychological scientist myself. And so I wanted to bring to the table Dr. Keith, and he will be talking about why it's important. Artists do this, but why it's important for the workforce and especially leaders, prismatic leaders, to do more of this type of engagement within your teams and what that does. And so let's go to his his speech right now. Let's see the share screen and window. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so here is Dr. Keith.
And this is the nature of creative practice, is this interaction. It's a dialogue. So you put something out in the world in material form, then you can engage in a dialogue with it. So there's interaction. It's still outside of yourself, but this time it's not outside of yourself with other people, but still it's outside of yourself with these materials. So getting something out there that you're interacting with in an unpredictable and improvisational way, you have those two things. And then you have the emergence of something surprising and new from the process. So you're trusting that not knowing process. So I see this, really, it's the same process, but at different levels of analysis. The group level, the individual level, it's all about the process. It's not about the idea. And it's a process with these three characteristics. It's improvisational and unpredictable. There's an interaction of some sort with something outside of yourself. And then you're waiting for this emergence of something surprising and new and different. And if you're engaging in the process and you trust in the process, that will happen. The ideas will emerge.
All right. Trust in the process. I love that. I was going to buy a shirt that says trust in the process at this retreat I was at last week. That is profound. I just wanted to bring to you one of the thought leaders who's talking about the importance of improvisation, of engaging in experiences of not knowing. So when you have a whole bunch of Legos here, they're just blocks, right? It's your job to really turn these blocks into whatever abstract concept that you are trying to convey. And that's a little bit harder than you think. Children do it a lot because that's what they do. But why don't we continue to practice that practice well into our adulthood? So if we're looking to have a different way of communicating some of these concepts together, we're looking to have a different way of looking at ideation, looking at brainstorming, even though there's a new research on brainstorming and how there's better ways to ideate, but we're looking at the design process, right? We're looking at cultural lenses. We're looking at all of the influences that's affecting the way that we interact with ourselves and the way that we interact with one another. And by building things, building concepts outside of us, outside of our brains, it will help us to really see the process and trust the process. So I just wanted to share that quick diamond mentor moment with you. I am, let's see what's going on. Prismatic Leadership. We are just really grounding that and excited to be launching that huge program for next year. We have been doing a lot of corporate trainings with companies all over the nation. I was in like 5 states in 2 weeks. So that was amazing. And we're just excited to just share more. So in the link is that whole talk from Dr. Keith and some other thought leaders about the creative process within work, within people, and within yourself. I'll see you next time at our next Diamond Mentor Moment. Bye.